Black women, date who you want to date. Okay? Now, disclaimer, this is not a video saying that you should not date black men or putting down black men. I know that there's a category of women that do that kind of content, and that's not what this is. This is a space to say that if you find yourself wanting to explore your options, don't be afraid to. So my disclaimer, this video is about encouraging black women to seek love and receive love despite the outer shell of the person that's showing you love. Let's get into why black women date outside their race or outside their visual, ethnic identity. We're all part of one human race. I don't think that anybody, dates other species, but the concept of race or, humans have put this racial, at least in America, we put this racial label on different ethnic groups. And so we use the term date outside of our race. And so black women, the question seems to be asked for us of why we date outside of our race or why we date outside of our ethnic group. Now, let's just take a few steps back and question that question and throw back, why should we not date who we want to date? Why are we being pigeonholed to only date within our ethnic group? Why are we being bullied to only date within our ethnic group? Who says that the only person that you can connect to is somebody that looks exactly like you? Because sometimes you're sitting next to somebody that looks like you and you have nothing in common. Sometimes you're sitting next to somebody that doesn't look anything like you and you have so much in common. So why is it that we put these walls up for black women and stop them from dating outside of their ethnic group, when there's so many opportunities to explore and so many different types of people to explore? It's interesting when I see black women dating other cultures, other races, other ethnic groups. They're typically my color, brown skin girlies. And here is my thesis as to why dark skinned women date outside of their cultural group. They weren't appreciated. Dark-skinned women have been taunted since the beginning of being in America, right? Like if you had darker skin, then you were probably thought of, as less attractive, or you were called negative names by people in your community. I can throw out a bunch of names that I was called or a bunch of insults that were thrown at me, from the community that I am a part of. And so when you sit there and you're often thought of as, oh, you're attractive for a black girl or you're cute for a dark skinned girl, that narrative starts to stick in your head. And when you're getting so much backlash, even from your own community, it then gets to a point, well, if I'm unattractive or if these people don't find me attractive, let me go somewhere where somebody will find me attractive, or let me go somewhere where I am appreciated or my optics are loved or valued. Because if they're going to be put down in one space, but this is a space I'm supposed to date and find love in, how does that work? How is the group that I'm a part of putting me down, but then also in the same token, I'm not supposed to leave this group to go find love? It has to make sense. And so I find that a lot of times when I see interracial, interethnic relationships, they're with darker skinned women. And I feel like a lot of the darker skinned women gravitate or explore other options because they weren't always treated fairly in their community. And so when I think about why black women start to date outside their race, I think of that. I also think that black women come in so many different shades of personality and interests that the anime black girl might not find her community as easy as she can within another ethnic group, or the alternative black girl might not find community in her group like she might another racial group, or let's say the black girl that might be a little more preppy or, have a little more of a European way of tackling the world. She might not have as many people within her community to connect with. So she finds solace and community in other groups, and people have demonized this and used this as a way to kind of diminish black women's blackness or bring down, their support or love for their people the moment they step outside of their ethnic group. And I think it's unfair. I think that to say that black women should only be and do certain things is limiting the abilities that black women have. You're limiting the opportunities that you're policing black women. And I don't subscribe to policing black women. I fully and wholeheartedly believe that black women should do whatever it is that they want to do, especially if it makes them happy, because they have endured so much chaos, especially living in America and in Congo, where the black women are just not protected. The African woman is just not protected. So they seek solace and community in other groups. And we have to stop putting black women down for exploring other options. You have every right to find love in wherever you want to find love without being criticized for it. I've seen more and more deeper complected black women in countries like Japan. I've even seen black men, deeper complected, speaking full on Japanese and finding lives in Japan. And I really do think that it's because they didn't find community within their ethnic group. Now, that's not to say that it doesn't exist. I'm saying that that particular person did not find community within their reach, so they found it elsewhere. And so when I think about why black women date outside of their ethnic group, those are the reasons. They were taunted. They weren't appreciated. They were put down. And now people are trying to control what it is that the black woman is able to do and who it is she's able to date, because that defines her blackness. And even that is a whole conundrum within itself, because how is somebody else able to define how you perceive yourself as a black person, as a black woman? And so I think it's one of the most interesting things that black women face is when they date outside the race, the kind of comments that they get, the hatred that they get. And they don't deserve that. Black women deserve support, especially when they're being loved. Black women deserve to be praised. Black women deserve to be adored, not criticized and ridiculed because they found love elsewhere, because they weren't finding it within their reach of their community. So we got to put a stop to that. I will never understand the shame in a black woman wanting to explore her choices. There should be no shame in that. And it's not just American black women. I find that deeper complected women all over the world, whether it be Asian countries or Indian countries or wherever it be, the deeper complected woman is always treated worse than other complexions of their same ethnic group. And so those deeper complected women don't always find community within their group. And so they find community elsewhere, but then they're ridiculed and shamed. And it's also but didn't I grow up with ridicule and shame within my own group? So now my own group is shaming me for exploring other options where I'm received and loved. And so black women, deep complected women of all colors, all races, all ethnic groups, date who you want, because you are deserving of that. Now, if you are a black woman that has found your black king and you find solace and you find community within your ethnic group, within your reach, amazing. We love that for you. We are not saying you are doing anything wrong. But what we want is for black women to be able to be loved and appreciated by whoever loves and appreciate them, and them still being loved and accepted by their own community, because that's the disconnect. I see that the moment a black woman goes outside her community, it's like she left the community, when all of a sudden, all of the things that she endured just goes out the window because she decided to explore her options. And so, black women, date who you want, fall in love with who you want. And let who wants to love you authentically, truly, and healthily, let them love you, because you deserve to be loved, even if it's not somebody that looks like you. Or if they look like you, then let them love you just as strongly. I'm not saying that black women shouldn't date within their group. I'm just saying that black women should be able to love whoever they want, and they should be able to be loved by whoever loves them. Because in my mind, a black woman being loved and supported and taken care of and protected and treated properly, that's very pro-black. In my opinion, to treat a black woman and put her on that pedestal and treat her like the queen, like the goddess that she is, regardless of what race is treating her like that, that person is being pro-black, pro that black woman for sure, but pro-black in the essence of treating a black woman in the highest regard. So I say to you, my brown girl, my black queen, my dark skinned goddess, my brown goddess, date who you want and don't let them bully you. I'll see you on the next video.